do do. Bow now. Good morning, good morning. Doodle doo. Good morning, good morning to you. Do 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 do. Yargo. My name's Tiago. I don't know no Margot. That was the one thing I did not check. Did it say Tuesday? Yes, it did. Yes, it does. Yes, it shall. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're having a good day. Good morning to you. Waiting on install. Finalizing. 5602. 5624. Cajo. Cajo's live. Huh? Hi, Pup Pup. Hi, Wolfie number 2. Wolfie number 1 died. Wolfie number 1 got blown up by a creeper. Spawned into the world and was standing there waiting for it to load. Like, within 2 seconds, he was dead. Cherry trees are very reproductive, aren't they? Ooh. Whoa! Good morning. I cut down my cherry tree and I'm gathering the bits. The bits that fall. I cut down a really tall jungle tree and I only get 3. I've got 17 cherry trees from this one single cherry tree. It's insane. Why don't jungle trees rebirth like that? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Boop. Oh yeah. I had to buy this cherry tree though from that guy. But he dropped his llamas. Oh wait. There he dropped his llamas, so I stuck them in my pen with my horse. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I did it. Did I just steal his llamas? Why did he drop them? I mean, I think I know why he dropped the second one. Because I picked up the lead of the first one, and then I put the lead on the second one, and so he dropped it. So that was kind of my fault. But I was just trying to get the guy his llama back. I was like, here's your lead. And then I took his second llama. Yeah, I kidnapped the llamas. I don't think I did the right thing, but... What can I do now? Oh, wait. I should make a 4. 4. And it's still dropping them. Nothing. Come on. Come on, 2 more. 2 more. Cherry Grove engaged. Oh, I think they will. They did in the other world. You okay, pup? My wolf died. The moment I spawned in. The moment I spawned in, like within seconds of spawning in, there was a creeper behind us. And of course, my dog was standing right next to me. And when I first load into a world, I like to just stand still for a minute and turn around and let the world load. My dog died. Whoa. But I got another dog. And I got a parrot. Yeah, it was pretty sad. It was a sad day for sure. There's too much grass. Skeleton. Is it nighttime? It's nighttime. Let's light this place up. Boop. Boop. It's too scary. Okay, nobody die. Nobody die. Nobody die. I was hoping that my, oh my gosh, I'm starving. Let's see. I went to go that way, and that's where the Badlands are. I should have built my staircase going that way. So I started building this staircase. Oh my gosh. That sounds frightening. That sounds horrible. I don't know what hijacked means. Well, I mean, I know what hijacked means, like somebody's hijacking a plane or hijacking a car. So a bunch of people just came in and took over the school? That sounds like a horrible, horrible situation to go through. Sounds like a war zone, man. Well, I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad that you're alive. Because that sounds horrific. And dangerous. Was it on the news? Sounds terrible. I'd be playing Halo too. Or not Halo, Minecraft. I'd be watching Minecraft too. If that happened to me. I forgot to plant this cherry tree. Jeez. You find it funny. Well, okay. As long as you find it funny, I guess. Some people do. Sorry, sheepy. I gotta get rid of this grass. I heard the creepers like tall grass. So what happened to my wolf? There was a blast in my city. My wolf died. I got some minor skin injuries for me. But mine was fake. Was yours fake? Donkey. Oh, Nick, I'm sorry, donkey. No, no! Oh. Oh, no. In real life, you would have got some meat. I'm really sorry, wolf, that you felt you had to do that. I'm really sorry. That sounds horrible. Sounds like I should have made... Do you live in the United States? I don't watch the news, so I wouldn't know anyway. I wouldn't know anyhow. Sounds like Iraq. Yeah. That sucks. Especially since most religions talk about, like, how fighting is like a sin. Especially Christianity. In Christianity, it is Christ-like to not fight. Just like Jesus didn't fight anybody. People like to say he made a whip and whipped a bunch of people, but he didn't. He wasn't violent. Besides, he's Jesus. Yeah, you know, he's God, not us. So if he wants to make a whip and whip people, then he has that right to. We don't. Yeah, that sounds scary. Especially when it's religion involved. It feels even scarier for some reason. When people fight over religion. Because it's something that people shouldn't do. Especially to kill. Ah. Yeah, we have conflicts between Islam and Christianity. But if the Christians were peaceful and let them, you know, if we took the wrong, it would be Christ-like. Even if people die. Because we're supposed to be, the Christians are supposed to be the religion of peace, you know? Isn't kind of Hindu almost kind of like a religion of peace as well? I know Islam is as well, but even the Islams will say that those people who go around as Islamic terrorists are the extremists. Same thing in Christianity. There are a bunch of Christians who kill in the name of Christ, but they're actually killing in the name of Satan. Because Jesus never said to kill anybody. Jesus said to love our enemies. To do good unto them that hate us. To bless those that curse us. When somebody hits you on one cheek, offer them the other. Things like that, you know? Yeah. Humanity is important. That's why Jesus said to let them live. Let the mean people live so that they can learn to be good. That's what Jesus did. He let the mean people live so that they could learn to be good. That it's possible. And that we're not needed. Us talking to them isn't gonna do it. They have to do it on their own. Do their path. But that sucks. That sucks that happened in India. You gotta do what you gotta do. I was in the army once. I didn't believe. I was one of the Christians who didn't believe a single word Jesus said. I would say with my mouth, Jesus is God, but if you came out, I would kill you, you know? If you presented yourself as my enemy, I would kill you. Which is Antichrist. I'm just talking for Christianity. I don't know anything about Hinduism or any other religion, really. Except maybe I've heard of Islam that it's the same. They say to do what Jesus said to do, which was to take the wrong. Boop. But anyway, I can't be too mad at people who want to take up arms against the bad guys, because I did the same thing. I got paid to practice killing people by the United States government. I volunteered to go to Iraq and promised to kill any bad guy, whether they were American or Iraqi. So I get it. I get the feeling. I get the feeling that your life is worth more than theirs and all that, and that you're the good guy and they're the bad guy, and so that they deserve to die. But I started believing Jesus. Not everyone wants to or has to believe Jesus at all. Most Christians don't even believe Jesus. Yeah, they try to make people live peacefully. But then they start fighting with each other. Over stupid shit, too. Not even anything good. That's good. I believe in God as well. I believe in the most people are good. Most people don't mean any harm. Most people aren't going around trying to purposely cause terror. But there are some people who are. Say ICE, for instance. The United States government and ICE agents. They purposely go around and cause terror. They said that they were only going to get the bad guys who deserve to go to jail, but they're not. They've gotten like 5 bad guys and then like 3,000 good guys, you know? Like straight up good guys. You find more faith in Satan. Yeah. There's a lot of people who claim like, I don't know. They'll say like, they'll see a bunch of people who say that they're witches and they're Wiccan or atheists and stuff, and they're like, oh, they're following Satan. But when in reality, those people who say that they're Wiccan and witches are more peaceful and Christ-like than the people who I've met going to church. I've gone to church my whole life, and there are hardly any Christ-like people who go to churches anywhere. Hardly any. Because the majority of people who go to church don't believe that what Jesus said was true. They don't believe Jesus said to turn the other cheek or to take the wrong. See, look, they do grow. 4x4. They're trying. They're trying really hard. That's what I found. That the majority of people who go to church don't believe a single word Jesus said. They would never love their enemy. They would never tell the military to do violence to no one. When that's in John 3:32, or 12:32. One of those, John is talking through the Holy Spirit to a bunch of people about what Jesus and God want them to do. And the military people asked John, "And what about us? What should we do?" And John said, through the Holy Spirit, "Do violence to no one. And then be happy with your wages after you tell your boss that you're not going to do violence to anybody." And I don't know about the military in India, but in the United States, if you decide to do violence to no one, you're called a conscientious objector. And then you get discharged from the military. So you don't get a pay. You don't get paid. You get fired. And that's what Jesus said and lived through his whole life, was love, forgive, let them live so that they can learn to be good too, because they will. Have faith that they will. Just like we did. We learned that it's not right to just go up to someone and bomb their school. It's not good to go in and bomb a city and hijack a school where children or young adults go to learn. Children or young adults, either age group. But it's not right. Especially to do it in the name of God. No one should kill in the name of God, and I'm pretty sure that most religions say that. You're not supposed to kill in the name of God. People like to point out the Old Testament where Jesus is like, killed a bunch of people. Look how Jesus killed all those people in the Old Testament. You think he's not going to do that now? Like, absolutely not. Because I understand what the words last standing order are. Last standing order. They claim that Jesus is their king, but they follow Saul from the Old Testament. Saul said God said to kill everybody, all the bad guys. Saul said God said to kill all the bad guys. Well, Jesus said God said to love our enemies, to do good unto those that hate us, to bless them that curse us. You know, That's what Jesus said God said. And you're wearing a shirt that says Jesus is king. But yet you're following Saul. If you go to a church, a Christian church, 99% of them do not believe a single word Jesus said, and they would never follow his commands. His commands to love. Yeah, most of my family was in the army. Well, in the military, I should say. My sister was in the army, my brother was in the Navy, my nephew was in the Air Force, my other nephew was in the army, my other nephew was a Marine. I feel like my grandfather, I think he fought in the Civil War. I was born to an older generation. I was born late in my mother's life, so they were all really old. But a lot of people in my family were in the military, so I joined the military because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with my life. So I joined the military. And after 9/11 had just happened, so I was like, yeah, you know, this is the good thing to do. And everybody at church praised me. That's okay. I joined the like I said, I did it, so it's not like I should try to make you feel bad, but I would just remind you, you're not a Christian though. As I try to remind people who call themselves Christian what Jesus said. And they're like, I don't believe it. I don't believe what Jesus, I'm not going to follow him. They'll say Jesus is king, but they would never do what he said. That's okay. I didn't do what he said either. I joined the military and was willing to kill anybody, foreign or domestic. Even up until after that, after I got out of the military, I was still willing to kill anyone who threatened my life. Now I say bring it on. I wholeheartedly believe to die is gain. And that life doesn't end. You know, just because our bodies die, life isn't over. Life goes on. You cannot... First rule of science, you cannot create or destroy energy. That's okay. I celebrated Christmas and didn't obey a single word of Jesus. You're gonna be fine. But Jesus said that vengeance belongs to him. So are you him or are you you? You know? He'll get him back better than you ever could. He makes people learn way better than you ever could. Because killing them's not gonna let them learn anything. They learn nothing. They certainly don't get grace or mercy when you kill them. Like, Jesus said everybody deserves to die for the sins that they've done, so, you know, that's us. We deserve to die for what we've done. Like the guy on the cross. The guy on the cross, the thief on the cross said, we all deserve to die except for him, Jesus. So he accepted his fate. The other guy on the cross said, I don't deserve to die. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm one of the good guys. And he just went on and on about how he didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve to die. Who's this guy telling us we all deserve to die? It was God telling you that everybody deserves to die. If it were up to Jesus, no one would have gotten the death penalty, like the adulterous woman. Yeah, it is a part of it. How many people in India don't join the military but still end up living? You know? Does everybody who refuses to join the military die in India? I gotta check on this breakfast. In the United States, it's usually at any given time, less than 1% of the population is active duty military in the United States. I don't know what it's like in India. Do you know? So the majority of people in the United States aren't even in the military, and life goes on. Even in Iraq, most of the people in Iraq, when I was there, were not in the military, and they lived relatively normal lives. They had a lot more violence. But from what I've heard, since the United States left, the violence went down a little bit. Weird. No, we can't live without wars, but we don't have to participate. Sometimes there are times, like in the United States, where they've done that thing, the draft, but even then, you could be a conscientious objector and not go. You refuse to do violence. Yeah, the scared people join the military. I was scared. I was scared of the bad guys outnumbering the good guys. I was scared of the evil waxing worse and worse when God himself promised that the evil in the world is going to wax worse and worse. So there's nothing you can do to stop the evil in the world from waxing worse and worse. Everybody who declares themselves good could join the military and kill everyone who declares themselves bad. And guess what? The evil in the world is still going to wax worse and worse because it's a promise from God. You can't stop what God promised is going to happen. But you can hope that Jesus was telling the truth when he said that he would draw all men unto him. He said, if I be lifted up on the cross, I will draw all men unto me. You can either have faith that he was telling the truth, that he would draw all men, including your enemies, or you cannot have faith that he was telling the truth. You can believe he was lying, that it was all a lie, that he would never draw all men unto him. I used to think he was lying. I never, ever would have believed anybody who said that Jesus would draw all men, including my enemies, unto him, especially if I was going to kill them. In the sense of military, in a military setting. I never would have believed anybody who said that to me. So I don't blame you if you don't believe. You don't believe either. Especially when I was about to join. There's no way. Absolutely not. Because in my mind at that time, there was no way that good people would outnumber bad people if good people didn't join the military. There'd be no way in my mind. There would be no way in my mind that God wouldn't allow us to stave off the evil from waxing worse and worse. God would give us a way to make the good wax better and better. The good would grow, and that the evil would wane away. That's what I believed. That there was no way God would actually let evil wax worse and worse. There's no way. There's no way in my mind. But there absolutely is a way. that the evil in the world is going to wax worse and worse. Absolutely. We can't vote it away. We can't kill it away. No, I've never killed anybody. I went to Iraq as a postal clerk. I was a postal clerk. I wasn't in combat. But you still have to, before you go, you have to say with your mouth, you have to promise that you would kill like anybody. Like they ask you if you're a conscientious objector before you go to Iraq. They also ask you if you're a conscientious objector before you go into the military. Um, they ask you that before you join and before you go to Iraq, before you get deployed, I should say, not just Iraq. Uh, before you get deployed anywhere, they ask you, are you a conscientious objector? If you had to kill somebody, would you refuse to kill them because you don't want to kill? You don't want to kill. You'd rather not kill. Um, and you can either say yes or no. And if you say yes, then you get fired from the military. So everybody just says, yeah, I'd kill anybody. And what I always had trouble understanding what a conscientious objector was. So before I went to Iraq, I had to have it explained to me really well. And my first sergeant, he sat me down and said, he picked out Dines, who was the nicest guy in the whole world. Just imagine a really nice guy who's really kind and sharing and generous and loving and just a good guy, you know. And he said, if Dines started going around and killing everybody in the unit, would you kill him or would you let him live? And I said, well, Dines, I'd shoot him in the leg, and because he obviously would need mental health treatment, he'd have to go see a psychiatrist or whatever. And he's like, you're a conscientious objector. If Dines goes crazy and starts killing everybody, you have to shoot him in the head or in the chest and kill him. And I was like, okay, well then I'm not a conscientious objector. If anybody in the unit starts going crazy, I will kill them without question. I won't injure them so that they can get mental health treatment later. I will kill them. I had to say that in order to go to Iraq. They wouldn't let me go if I was going to shoot Dines, shoot a unit member, a member of our own unit in the leg so that they could get mental health treatment. They would not. That's a conscientious objector. Puppy, come here, bud. But anyway, it's pretty intense, especially when it's like your friend. They're like, okay, your friend starts shooting people. What are you gonna do? Well, in the army in the United States, you shoot them in the head and you kill them. There's no, well, shoot him in the shoulder, I'll shoot him in the leg, and they can get some help. No, they don't get help. They get dead. And that's what the United States military teaches its soldiers to do. Kill any enemy, foreign or domestic. If your mother starts going crazy, you kill them. Your family member starts going crazy. You kill them. You don't let them live. It's freaking crazy to me. Yeah, that's crazy. It's insane, actually. It wasn't until after I got out of the military and I just started reading the Bible. And I was like, did Jesus, and I started asking, I guess you could say in prayer, asking in prayer, did Jesus really mean those things? When Jesus said to love our enemy, did Jesus really mean it? And then every single book in the New Testament and in the Old Testament shows that he does mean it. People like to use the Old Testament to prove that Jesus wanted to kill enemies because of the commandments where he says, you know, if somebody kills somebody, then they must be killed. But like Jesus said, those things were written for the hardness of our hearts. You can see in the example Jesus gave, like there's this thing called the law of first mention. When the first time something is mentioned, and the first time, whoa, the first time murder is mentioned is when Cain kills Abel. Did God kill Cain back? No, he didn't. He let Cain live. He showed grace and mercy on Cain. And then he promised Cain, well, let's retract that. There's this part in the Bible where it says that God doesn't hear or answer the prayers of bastards. Those are the bastards are people who are going to hell. God doesn't hear or answer the prayers of bastards. Cain prayed to God and said, God, I am afraid of what these people are going to do to me because of what I did to Abel. And God was like, I hear you. I hear you. I will put a curse on anybody who promises to kill you. Anybody who goes to kill Cain was going to be cursed by God. Like, that's how much God loves people, including murderers. He didn't kill Cain. Everybody else wanted to. It's like when David sinned and God asked him, well, you did this stupid thing. What do you want your punishment to be? This, or this. And David says to God, I want my punishment to be in your hands, because your punishment will be fair. If my punishment lands into the hands of men, they'll kill me, because men have no mercy. Men have no mercy. Like even me. Like if you were to come and kill my husband or my dog, I would feel horrible feelings and thoughts towards you, you know, towards anybody who did that. But we have to take those thoughts and be like, well, am I a Christian or not? You know, am I going to follow Jesus or not? People don't like to talk about Cain in that way, where God let Cain live. And the same exact reason why David said, let my punishment be in your hands rather than the hands of men, because men are unmerciful. That's the exact same prayer that Cain prayed, and God heard that as well. He separated Cain from his family, mostly for the safety of Cain, but also for the feelings, you know, for the feelings of the people who were hurt by Cain. They were hurt that Cain killed Abel, and they were probably a little bit of afraid that Cain might kill them too, you know. So God separated him from his family. He never saw them again. But Cain did become the father of all cattlemen, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were cattlemen as well. But anyway, if you look at how God treats people, and not the way, you know, it was for the hardness of our hearts. If people go up to God and say, did you hear what they did? Did you hear what they did? And then Moses or somebody's like, yeah, okay, kill him. Yeah, okay, kill him. You know, eye for an eye, go do it. Instead of, they should already know how God would want to treat a murderer by looking at how he treated Cain. But for the hardness of our hearts, it was written an eye for an eye. For the hardness of our hearts, it was written if somebody's an adulteress, you kill him. For the hardness of our hearts, it was written, if somebody does this to you, then you cut off their hand. For the hardness of our hearts, it was written. Because people didn't want to drop it. People didn't want to show grace and mercy. People already had an example from Jesus on how to treat murderers. How to turn the other cheek. How to act like vengeance belongs to God and not man. If you want to, you know, it's okay to be angry and be like, look, God, those people took my dad. They took my dad and they killed him. And I'm angry about that. Tell him. Tell God how angry you are. Tell God how it makes you feel. Then that's fine. And if you want to join. I joined. so you might as well join too. You might as well join the military and join too. But if you want to know more about Jesus and read the Bible and ask God if he was telling the truth. Were you telling the truth when you said to love our enemies? Were you telling the truth when you said to take the wrong? Were you telling the truth when you said all that stuff? Were you telling the truth when you said that vengeance belongs to you? Things like, you know, ask God. I did. Because I doubt too. One of the best prayers in the Bible is when the dad, he's a dad and his son has a evil spirit in him that's making him the child throws himself into the fire. The child hurts himself. The child is violent towards himself, probably towards everybody. And he goes to God and God asks him, you know, he asks him a question, or like, do you believe me, or something like that. And he's like, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. Because all of us don't freaking believe, nor do we want to believe that Jesus said to take the wrong. That Jesus said that he would draw those assholes, you know, people who are assholes unto him, you know. Help thou mine unbelief. It's okay to tell him, yeah, tell him that you're angry that things happen. Things happen to me. Like when I got into that fight in high school I was telling you about, you know. That was my family member did that to me. It's like, jeez. Is this a zombie? Oh, it's a skelly. Ah. Because some people try to be like, oh, I'm not. They'll try to act like they're not angry or not upset that a group of people came and killed their dad, you know? Like, oh, no, it's okay. It's this or that. Like, it's okay to be angry. And it's okay to be angry with God and be like thinking it, you know, God could have stopped this, or God could have done this, or God could have done that. It's okay to think those things and feel them. Because we're human beings. And to die is gain. It's not a threat. People can't use that as a threat. If you believe, you know, in heaven and all things that are good, like Jesus, then to die is no longer a threat. They keep using it like it's a threat, but it's no longer a threat. In a way, it's a gift, because this place is shit. This place is a shithole, like an absolute shithole, run by idiots. It's a shithole, and it's run by idiots who think they're better than everybody else. Think that they know what to do. Like, hey, let's stop giving money to poor people for food because that's just a waste. I can't believe our president is saying that it's a waste to give poor people money for food. During the month of Thanksgiving, we're supposed to be thankful for having enough to eat. And our local government, our entire freaking government, the majority of them are saying that it is a waste to feed the poor. If that's not Antichrist, I don't know what is, man. Jesus said to feed the poor. When you feed the poor, you're feeding him. That's what Jesus said. Yes. The good and the bad. Like, it seems like death seems like a bad thing when it's constantly like in movies and stuff, it's like death is bad. You know, do anything to stay alive. And they like, look at all what these people did to stay alive. Like when this life is all you get, yeah, you might want to do everything you can to stay alive. But when you know that what's coming after this life is better, then it's no longer a threat. They can't use that against us. They can no longer use that as a threat. I have talked and I get heated up when I start talking about Jesus. I tell you what, I'm sorry if I'm a little much. I know I can be a little much. Because even my husband's like, oh my gosh. I know. He's like, I know. Jesus was telling the truth, I know. Because I start going off, man. I'm just like, I am so sick of this place. This place is a shithole run by idiots. I can't wait to get out of here and move on. And then they'll say something like, oh, you'd let a rapist live? You're not Christ-like. Oh, you'd let a murderer live and threaten the lives of other people? That's not Christ-like. Like, geez, guys, have you ever read the book? Have you ever read anything about Jesus? He took the place of a murderer. He took the place of Barabbas. People act like, oh, it was the people who voted Barabbas to live. Well, who do you think made it the option between Jesus and Barabbas? Do you think God had no control over that? None whatsoever? Do you think God would never take the place of a murderer when he's taken your place? Jesus said all you have to do is think about killing somebody and you've done it. And that's everybody in the military. Everybody in the military has thought about killing somebody. And even if you're not in the military, you've watched a movie and you're like, oh my gosh, that guy needs to die, Thanos or whoever. He needs to be stopped. And the only way to stop him is to kill him, because there's no way his heart will ever change. His heart will never change. Those hearts will never change. Even though Jesus clearly stated he would draw all men unto him, including Thanos or whoever the bad guy is, including Osama bin Laden, including freaking Jeffrey Epstein, and stupid Donald Trump. Including terrorists who blow up kids' schools. But anyway, I gotta stop yelling. My voice is going out. My voice is leaving me from talking so much. Or yelling, actually. Ooh, more pumpkins. Yeah. He was a coward. He was scared. Well, he was scared of, just like Cain. He was scared that because of what he did, everybody was going to come and kill him. And guess what? Everybody wanted to come and kill him. I wanted to come and kill him. Hitler, same thing. Excuse me. My friend needs a friend. Come back. My friend needs a friend. Yay! My friend has a friend. Yeah, Hitler was the same way. Just like Cain. He was like, oh man, everybody's gonna want to kill me for what I've done. So he just killed himself. People think that Hitler's in hell. But I think there's a chance Hitler's in heaven. Because he killed himself. Just like people think that Judas is in hell. But the Bible says, and they say the Bible was written by inspiration of the Holy Spirit, so therefore the Holy Spirit says that Judas repented himself when he hung himself. So I think that there's a very good chance that both Hitler and Judas are in heaven because they repented themselves. They knew what they did was wrong, and they ended their own lives because of it. But that's just what I think. I definitely think that Judas is in heaven, because there had to be, you know, a betrayer. There had to be somebody. If it wasn't Judas, it would have been Thomas, you know? If it wasn't Thomas, it would have been John. It was going to be somebody. Even John doubted. John, who led the way. He doubted. He didn't want to. John was the first one to lead the way. And the way is letting yourself die so that the bad guys might change their hearts. Their hearts might change. He was like, are you really God? Because I'm about to die. I'm about to be the first one to die. And then Stephen is the proof that we're supposed to do the same thing. Stephen is the proof. He reflects the way. Stephen was willing to lay down his life so that his enemies might live and believe. This is dangerous. I believe Hitler was being definitely influenced by demons. But even Jesus taught us the difference between somebody who's possessed. The possessed and the possessor are different beings. The possessed and the possessor are different beings. They are not one and the same. The people who are possessed, will act like they're possessed until they're unpossessed. And it's not because they're acting on their own thoughts. It's because they're acting on the thoughts of the possessor. So if you want to say he was possessed, then there's more of a chance that he's in heaven at all. Because he wasn't acting on his own volition, just like Jesus taught us. The possessor is different than the possessed. They're not the same. The possessed are victims. Jesus had mercy on the people who were possessed. He taught us to have mercy on the people who were possessed. How many people were lined up with their family members in tow? And they're like, please help, my family member's freaking possessed by a demon. And Jesus had mercy on them. And he taught us to have mercy on them. Get him, puppy. Get him. That's why I think there's a great possibility that Hitler's in heaven. He repented himself. He knew what he did was wrong. And he took care of it. We better go to bed. We better go to bed. The flower blooms only at night. Minecraft Church. Well, if somebody comes into my chat and starts talking about Jesus, I end up like this. Horse in the throat and upset about. I'm sick of pastors who lie about Jesus, because I went to church my whole life, and every single pastor, I of the churches I went to, they all lied about Jesus. Every single one of them. There wasn't a single pastor who told the truth about Jesus. They all lied about him out of fear. They feared what man could do unto them, so they lied about Jesus. Out of all the things to lie about Jesus for, I gotta put this stuff away. They lie about Jesus out of the fear of what man can do. You want something to do, buddy? I get it. Just because I believe Jesus and what he said now doesn't mean I don't fear what man can do unto me. I absolutely fear what man can do unto me, even still. I guess it's everywhere. Well, I got a cherry tree grove. This staircase got harder and harder to build because it's going down into this ravine, which I finally lit up the ravine a little bit more, so it's not quite so dangerous. Oh my gosh. Watch out, bird. Right on. Well, just like I said, ask God. If you say, you know, especially if you are talking about Jesus. We're talking about Jesus. I don't know anything about Hindu. I know there's a lot of Christians in India. But if you want to follow Jesus, that's what I dare people. I dare you to ask God if he was telling the truth. I dare you to ask God if he was telling the truth when Jesus spoke. He did say that part about buying a weapon, but he said it to Peter. And he said it to Peter because he said, there's one thing that has yet to be fulfilled in me. Because the prophecy said that Jesus would be counted as someone who stood next to sinners. So we are supposed to be, you know, angry and willing to kill out of our anger. But to realize that that is a sin. And that through the Holy Spirit we can, like Stephen, like Jesus and John, be living sacrifices. You know, he taught us how to be a living sacrifice. That death is no longer a threat. Can no longer be used against us. Ooh, water's gonna fall. Oops. That's the most important takeaway, I think. This is not the only life we get, and we should act like it. Or it's okay to act like it. If bad people trouble us, remember what, you know, do we want our punishment to end up in the hands of men or into the hands of God? Do unto others as we would have them do unto us. Do we want our punishments to be in the hands of men or in the hands of God? That's what it comes down to. Because we know how we would treat murderers and rapists. If somebody came and murdered our family or raped our family, we know how our hearts would feel, and we know how our hearts would want to treat them. Do we want our punishment to be in the hands of men or in the hands of God? Because God says what we dish out is what we're going to get. What judgment we judge is the judgment we will get. I certainly wouldn't want my punishment to be in the hands of Donald Trump. Okay. Let's... Whoops. Oh. You are in the wrong spot. Why do you have to stand right in front of my pickaxe, puppy? What are you doing, puppy? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do that. Like like Cain's family. If, if, if they're, like, you know, it's okay to say, like to pray to God, if that person comes near me, you know, I'm going to have a very strong urge to hurt them because of what they've done to me. So please keep them away from keep them away from me and keep me away from them, like you did with Cain and his family. That's what I like to say. Because trust and believe. We all have people who we love. I think we all do. Who do something horrible to us. Sorry, Birdie. I'm so sorry. And that's the best thing, is like, keep it between you and God. And you just say to God, you know what? You're going to have to keep that person away from me because I want to do to them what they did to me. And he'll keep them away from you, hopefully. Hopefully. That's the hope. some people can be like, remember, was it Jacob and Esau? They were separated from each other for a little bit, and then Jacob saw Esau coming off in the distance, and he was afraid that Esau was going to kill him for what he did to him, because he took his birthright. He dressed up like Esau to their dying father and said, "I'm Esau, give me your blessing," and took his blessing. So he was afraid that Esau was going to kill him. But then Esau came and showed him mercy. I think it's okay to say to God, I can't be like Esau right now. Maybe one day I can be like Esau. But not right. Oh my gosh! Not right now. What are you doing? This should all be glass. I often wish that I could be like, even like Jacob, because, you know, it's not like I'm completely innocent of hurting people. I've hurt people too. But when Esau was coming, Jacob got a bunch of stuff ready to give to him, like half of his stuff almost. But Esau came and gave him a bunch of stuff, I think. Like, I wish I could be like that. Either one of them in that situation, whether I'm the one who hurt or the one who was hurt. I wish I could be like either of them. Oh, whoops. Maybe. I think people like to act like Esau's in hell too. Because Jacob loved, well, yeah, Jesus said he hates Esau. So probably not. If he says he hates you, maybe not. But even Esau showed Christ-like behavior when he met Jacob. He didn't take all the stuff that his brother offered him. He didn't hold him accountable or whatever. He forgave him for what he did. And he moved on. Esau's another proof. Like, you can tell that Jesus loved Cain because of how he treated him. And you can tell he hated Esau because he said he hates Esau. And so we don't choose. Just because we love, like Isaac loved Esau. But God hated him. Who do you think has the final word? You know? Everybody hated Cain. God loved him. Who do you think has the final say? Us or God? You know? We can't open and read the Lamb's Book of Life. We don't know. Just because we love somebody doesn't mean that they're going to heaven. And just because we hate someone doesn't mean that they're going to hell. Ah! They're both on my shoulder. Eh. Gilbert, they're both on my shoulder. I should probably go. 'Cause my breakfast is ready. Look at these beautiful trees. Look at these beautiful trees! Let me see if these guys are still over here. Did they disappear? No, I heard them. They did disappear! Maybe he came and got them. Oh yeah, I got an axolotl. I found a lush cave. He came and got his llamas. Good. I was hoping he would. I had a good time too. Sorry for yelling. I have a tendency to yell about Jesus, so... Sorry for killing your brother, donkey. I didn't mean to hit your brother and then have my dog kill you, your friend. But anyway, I should go. I'm gonna eat some breakfast. I'll probably stream my violin stream when I'm done eating. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, that's what happens when somebody talks to me about Jesus. I can't shut up. But anyway, I'll play again soon. I'll play again soon. Verlet integration. Well, now I gotta look up that word. It's a numerical method used to integrate Newton's equations of motion. It is frequently used to calculate trajections of particles in molecular dynamic situations and computer graphics. Oh. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you for talking with me, and sorry I was yelling, and it's okay if you join the military, because I did it too, so I understand. I understand! It was kind of for the same reasons, so it's okay. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and God understands why you're doing it. But it's okay. I'll play again soon. I'm gonna play a song, okay? It's gonna be loud. Goodbye.